Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming on Boxing Day. How to open and develop heart center. How to open and develop heart center. The first point is you try to be headless. Visualize yourself as headless. Move headlessly. You can do one thing. You take a selfie or you have to take your own picture, that is known as selfie. Edit it and remove the head and watch it. You can develop it, place it on the wall in front of your desk or where you sit down for meditation. Keep on looking at it. It may sound absurd as it is, but this is one of the most important exercises. Unless you try it, you will find it absurd. And unless you try, you will not know. Walk and feel as if you have no head. In the beginning, it will be only as if. It will sound weird. When the feeling will come to you that you have no head, it will be a strange and weird feeling. But by and by, if you continue, you will settle down in the heart center. You can use, this is the easiest way. You can use the way of logic as well to come out of this situation. How can you use logic? You would have heard the Occluding Geometry. Occluding Geometry explains the definition of a point. Point is that which has no length, no width, no height or depth. Yet still when you make a point on the piece of paper or a blackboard, it is visible. When it is defined that it has no length, no width, no depth, that means it is dimensionless. And something that is without dimension, how can it be visible to you? And how can that be expressed? The point can be seen when it is drawn, yet Occluding says that point has no dimension, and that is how he defines. Theoretically you can define, but practically it is absurd. And Occluding is erroneous to define point as that which has no length, width or depth. And what is a straight line? He defines a straight line as the shortest distance between 2 points. If point has no dimension, how it can be extended? And who gave the definition of the point? India gave the definition of shunya, zero. Hinduism says you are the point. And all the knowledge that you are given is accumulated. And that which is accumulated and did not evolve out of your own innerness is false. I wonder if Occluding knew what is a point. Certainly he did not know what is a point. This is one way, but the easiest way that I will take you into. Now, if you look at the Om, there are 1, 2, 3, this is 1, then on the tail of it, then on top there is a semicircle and a point. This is 1, 2, 3. When I saw the entire cosmos as light during meditation, and the entire cosmos, and within entire cosmos I saw a point from where the entire universe is projecting itself. It projects like a film, as if a movie is going on, and existence is a framed image. Do you know how a framed image works? A frame starts, it starts from a point, reaches to the other, stops, and then goes back. A screen on the television comes in, it stays for a few seconds and then goes back. Breath touches the nostril, begins its downward movement from the point A, which is the nostrils, in your body. When it was part of the cosmos, that is the point outside you, but the point within you is, and the journey starts when it touches the nostrils. It continues its downward movement, reaches the solar plexus, it pauses, turns and goes back. Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, one of the technique of breathing, teaches us that. it stops and goes back, and this process continues. Breath coming and going out are 2 points, and between the 2 points there is light. Universe is frame to frame projection. Thus the knowledge that you know. You can read all the scriptures, but if it has not evolved out of the light within you, it is false. It comes like a conflict. In your being, non-being is embedded. Such is life. This body and universe are one. So the story of the body and the universe. You are part of the universe, and universe evolves out of the point that has no dimension. Such is life. And also life is not simultaneously two things happen. Some time ago, when the atom bomb was developed, it was said by the scientists, what we are seeing, it has all been mentioned in the Hindu scriptures and in the Vibhuti Yoga, the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna shows his magnified cosmic form, things evolving out of that and dissolving, the fire weapon, the water weapon, and so many things. So the simplest thing to open and develop the heart center is to move headless. It may sound weird and strange in the beginning, but by and by you will settle down at the heart. As I mentioned, you take a selfie, edit it, remove the head, and let the picture remain alone. Watch it. Because if you are sitting in front of the mirror and imagine you are headless, it may be difficult in the beginning. But if you take a picture, edit it, and place it in front of you for the meditation session, it will help. There is one law. You may have seen that someone who is blind has more keen ears. He has a more musical sense. Blind men are more musical. Their feeling for music goes deeper. Why does this happen? The energy that ordinarily moves through the eyes cannot move through them, so it chooses a different path, and it moves and flows through the ears. Ears become more sensitive. So you accustomed seeing the energy flowing through the head and reaching the head and flowing from there through the logic. When that head is not there, it will find another outlet. Blind men have a deeper sensibility of touch, a greater sensibility sensitivity of ears. If a blind man touches you, you will feel the difference, because we ordinarily do much work with touch through our eyes. The energy is moving through the eyes. You see what the person looks like. If the person is looking good and appeals to you, touch will have a different feeling. But when eyes are not functioning, all the energy that was moving through the eyes is not moving from there. Instead, it is reaching through the hand, through the touch. So touch will have a different feeling. Ordinarily, we do much work with touch through our eyes. We are touching each other only through the eyes. A blind man cannot touch through the eyes, so the energy moves through his hands. A blind man is more sensitive than anyone who has eyes. Sometimes it may not be so, but generally it is like this. Energy starts moving from and expressing itself from another center if one center is not there. So when you do this exercise, consciously move as if you are headless. Try this exercise. I am talking about the exercise in headlessness, and suddenly you will feel a strange thing. It will be as if for the first time your energy is flowing through the heart center. Walk headlessly. Sit down to meditate. Close your eyes and feel as if you have no head. You can place the edited picture and keep on looking at it. And you feel as if my head has disappeared. In the beginning it will be just as if, but by and by you will feel that head has really disappeared. And when you feel that your head has disappeared, your center, your energy will move from head to the heart immediately. Now you will be looking at the world through the heart, not through the head. When for the first time Westerners reached Japan, they could not believe that Japanese has a tradition, a traditionally believed traditional. They think through the belly. If you ask a Japanese child if he is not educated in the Western eyes, Western ways, you ask him, where is your thinking? He will point out to the belly. There are three centers. The being, which is truth, the eternal, and the bliss, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Solar plexus is the center of truth, and you do not know about it. Your breathing starts from the nostril, reaches the solar plexus, it connects the two. It is through this solar plexus you were connected for your survival through the umbilical cord with your mother's womb. Meditatively, you have to connect yourself to the cosmic center. Centuries and centuries have passed. Japanese have been living without head. It is just a concept. If I ask you where your thinking goes on, you will point towards the head. But a Japanese child will point towards his belly. And one of the reasons why Japanese mind is more calm, quiet and collected is that their thinking goes on. At least they know that thinking happens through the belly. Now this concept has been disturbed because of the Western influence that has been spread all over. Now there exists no East. Only in some individuals here and there who are like an island does the East exists. Otherwise, East has disappeared and the whole world is Western as far as its approach is concerned. So, the first thing, try headlessness. Meditate standing before your mirror in the bathroom. Look deep into your eyes and feel that you are looking from the heart. By and by, heart center will begin to function. And when the heart functions, it changes your total personality, the total structure, the total pattern, because heart has its own way of looking at the things. So the first thing, try the headlessness, and second, be more loving, because love cannot function through the head. Be more loving, be more caring, be more compassionate. That is why when someone is in love, it is said he loses his head. People say that they have gone mad. If you are not mad in love, if you are not mad and in love, then you are not really in love. The head must be lost. If head is there, unaffected, functioning ordinarily, then love is not possible. Because for love you need the head. For love you need the heart to function, not the head. Love is the function of the heart. It happens that when a very rational person falls in love, he becomes stupid. He himself feels what stupidity he is doing, what is stillness, what is going on. When then he makes two parts of his life. He creates a division. The heart becomes a silent, intimate affair. When he moves out of the house, he moves out of the heart. He lives in the world with head. and only comes down to the heart when he is loving. But it is difficult, and it ordinarily never happens. It is difficult to come down from your pedestal, which is your heart. It becomes a fixed attitude. If you are a businessman, you will remain a businessman in the bed as well. It is difficult to accommodate two persons within, and it is not easy to change your pattern completely, immediately, anytime you like. It is difficult, but if you are in love, you have to come down from the head. So for this meditation, try to be more and more loving. And when I say more loving, I mean change the quality of your relationship. Let it be based on love. Let it be based on compassion. Not only with your wife or with your child or with your friend, but towards life as such, by becoming more loving. That is why Mahavir and Buddha have talked about non-violence. It was just to create a loving attitude towards life. When Mahavir moves, walks, he remains aware not to kill even an ant. Why? Really, the ant is not his concern. He is coming down from the head to the heart. He is creating a loving attitude towards life as such. The more your relationships are based on love, all relationships, the more you function through your heart, the more your heart center will begin to function. It will start working. You will start looking at the world through the different eyes, because heart has its own way of looking at the world. The mind can never look at the world in that way. It is impossible for the mind. The mind can only analyze, and heart synthesizes. The mind can only dissect, divide. It is a divider, and heart unites. When you can look through the heart, the whole universe look like a synergistic harmony, unity. When you approach through the mind, the whole world becomes atomic. There is no unity, only atoms and atoms and atoms are all around. Heart gives you a unitary experience. It joins together. An ultimate synthesis of this union is God. It's sum total of all that is around. If you can look through the heart, the whole universe looks like one. And that which looks like one is oneness, and that oneness is God. That is why science never knows and never finds God. It is impossible, because the method of science is to divide, to dissect. The very method of science is reason, analysis, division. So science comes to molecules, atoms, electrons, They will go on dividing, but they will never come to the organic unity of the whole universe. The whole is impossible to look through the head. So be more loving. Remember, whatsoever you are doing, the quality of love must be there. Whatsoever you are doing the laundry, you are cleaning, you are washing, whatsoever. This has to be a constant remembering. You are walking on the grass, feel as if the grass is alive. Every blade is as much alive as you are. It is said once Gandhi was staying with Rabindranath Tagore at Shantiniketan, and look at their different approach. Gandhi's approach of non-violence and the approach of Tagore. Gandhi's non-violence was a mind affair. It did not arise out of the heart. He was always reasoning about it, rational about it. He thought about it, struggled over it, pondered over it, contemplated, and then he concluded, he experimented. Then he concluded. If you have read his autobiography, you will recall he calls his book Experiments with Truth. The word experiment is scientific, of reason. It is a laboratory word. When I was young and I was given the book My Experiments with Truth, I did not read it. Then when my uncle, the Sufi master, asked me if I read, I said no. He said, why? I said, the title is wrong. You do not experiment with truth. You live with truth. You know the electricity gives you a shock. Would you experiment with it? You will live with it. You will live with this understanding. And whenever there is need to correct, to put the bulb in the socket, you will be careful, knowing that a touch with the electricity is shocking. You will not experiment. He was staying with Rabindranath Tagore, the poet. They both went for a walk in the garden. The land was green, alive, so Gandhi told Ravindra, come out to the lawn. Walking on the grass, blades soaked in dewdrops is very healthy. But Ravindra said that is impossible. I cannot walk over the lawn. Every blade is as much alive as I am. I cannot step over so alive a phenomenon. And Rabindranath Tagore was not a preacher of non-violence. Not at all. He never talked about non-violence. But he was a man of heart. His approach was through heart. He feels the grass. Gandhi pondered over what he said and then answered, you are right. Mine is a mind approach. Be loving even with things. In the morning you put on clothes. You choose, if you have, depending on the occasion, you dress. whole day. The dress gives you an elegance, protects you. When you come back, are you loving to your clothes or are you violent to it? You take out your clothes and throw it. Are you loving in taking out your shoes? It is said a man came to Junaid to learn about meditation. It was a rainy season. He came with an umbrella. First, he pushed the door flung with a noise. He walked in, took out his shoes, got them scattered, and went for the meditation. Junaid said to him, "Which side of the staircase did you put the umbrella? How did you place your shoes? You had been violent to the door. You have to go and apologize to the door first before you come and sit down in meditation." The man grumbled, "Apologize to the door? Your head cannot conceive that apology can be sent to the door." When, because of the strong wind, your door closes with a thud, do you feel within you as if something in you got hurt? Never. And if someone does, you will feel it that he is crazy. Our door from the kitchen side, it opens in the easterly direction. The wind that blows from that side is strong. When the strong wind blows, the door closes with a sound. It is as if that it hurts me, but the door is necessary to be kept open. So we find a device. Be loving. Even with things, be loving. You are sitting on a chair. It gives you comfort. Be loving to it. Feel the chair. Have a feeling of gratitude that it allows you to sit on it. The chair is giving comfort to you. Feel the touch. Love it. Have a loving feeling. Chair itself is not important. What is important? Your approach to it. You are eating. Eat lovingly. Indians say food is divine, annam brahma. The meaning is that you are eating. Food is giving you life, giving you energy, vitality. Be grateful, be loving to it. That's why we call food as consciousness. Ordinarily, we eat very violently, as if we are killing something, not as if we are absorbing energy. They are two different approaches. We are absorbing energy within us, or very indifferently you go on throwing things in your belly as if your belly is a garbage bin without any feeling. Touch your food lovingly. Watch it. Be grateful. It is your life. It is going to become the vitality, the life force, the energy in you. Take it in. Taste it. Enjoy it. Do not be indifferent. and do not be violent. Our teeth are very violent because of our animal heritage. Animals have no other weapon. Nails and teeth are their only weapon for non-violence. For violence, your teeth are basically a weapon. So people go on killing with their teeth. They kill their food. That is why the more violent you are, the more you will need the food. And a person who is angry, look at him, he swallows the food. But there is a limit to food. So one goes on smoking or goes on chewing gum, that is violence. You enjoy it because you are killing something with your teeth, grinding between the teeth, grinding something with your teeth. So one goes on chewing the gum or pan, the beetle. This is the part of violence. Do whatsoever you are doing, but do it lovingly. Do not be indifferent to it. I am giving you a deeper approach into simple things that life is composed of. Then your heart center will start functioning and you will come down deep into the heart. First, try headlessness. Try be loving. Third, be more and more aesthetic. Aesthetic. What does aesthetic means? Being sensitive towards beauty, towards music, towards all that touches the heart. In this world, if this world can be trained more for music and less for mathematics, we will have a better humanity. If we can train the mind more for poetry and less for philosophy, we will have a better humanity. Because while you are listening to the music or playing music, the mind is not needed. You drop from the mind to the heart center. When you read poetry, it is mystical, it is very deeper. Be more aesthetic, more poetic, more sensitive. You may not be a great musician or a great poet or a great painter, but you can enjoy. You can create something in your own right. There is no need to be a Picasso or a Van Gogh. You can paint your house yourself. You can paint some pictures. You need not be a maestro, a musical Alauddin or Ravi Shankar. You can start in your own house. You can play a flute no matter how amateur it may be. But do something which is concerned with your heart. Sing, dance, do something which is concerned with heart. Be more sensitive to the world of heart, and not much is needed to be sensitive. Even a poor man can be sensitive. Riches are not necessary. You may not have a palace where you can be sensitive. You can be lying on the beach. It is enough to be sensitive. You can be sensitive to the sand. You can be sensitive to the sun. You can be sensitive to the mattress on which you are lying. You can be sensitive to the waves, to the wind, to the trees, to the sky. The whole world is there for you to be sensitive to it. Try to be more sensitive, alive, and actively sensitive, because the whole world has become passive. Go to a movie hall, someone else is doing something, and you just sit there and watch. Someone is loving on the screen, you are watching. You are just passive, dead, not doing anything. You are not participating. Unless you are a participant with the universe, your heart center will not function. You need not be a dancer. You need not be a singer. You need not be a musician. There is no need. Howsoever awkward may be your dance, your song, that will give you the feeling of the heart. When you are dancing, your center will be the heart. When you are singing, your center will be the heart. Jump, play like a child. Sometimes forget completely your name, your prestige, your degree. Forget them completely, be childlike. Do not be serious. Sometimes take the life as a fun, and the heart center will develop. You ask me how to open and develop the heart center. Heart requires just simple things. And when you have a heart that is alive, the quality of your mind will also change. Then you can go to the mind, you can function through the mind, but mind will become an instrument. You can use it. Then you are not obsessed with it. You can move away from it. The moment you like, then you are the master. Mind is not the master. And another thing, you will come to know that you are neither the head nor the heart. Because you can move from head to heart and from heart to head. You know you are something else. You remain in the head and never move. If you remain in the head and never move anywhere, you become identified with the head. You do not know that you have another center. This movement from heart to head and from head to heart will give you a feeling that you are a totally different person. Sometimes you are at the heart, sometimes you are at the head, but you are neither the head nor the heart. The third point of awareness will lead you to the third center. And the moment whatsoever center opens, the energy will move to the solar plexus. The third point of awareness will lead you to the center, the navel. And navel is not really a center, it is you. Because it is truth. You are the truth. Krishna says, I am and you are. I am, you are. When you know that you are, you have known truth. And when you have known truth, you live by it. Shivam. And when you live by it, bliss is the outcome. You become the embodiment of, not that you have read Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Instead, you become the embodiment of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. You are. That is why it cannot be developed. You cannot develop the navel center. You can develop the heart center. With your conditioning, the head is always developed. You have to discover the navel center. So this is it for today. Until tomorrow we take another question. Take care and do have a pleasant day.